Hello and welcome to another episode where we are going to make something interesting. And today, actually, this is not something new as much as a different type to one that I have done before. Yay! These are maybe new, not sure, but ones I discovered recently, bead kits from Daiso. Now, anyone who has watched will know that I did two of these around Christmas time for the Christmas specials, and they both came out quite well. Surprisingly easy to do with a very appealing look afterwards. This series, as you might guess, is not Christmas. It is animal related, as we have bear, rabbit, and cat, I believe. Yes, this is a cat. I think there are 6 in the whole series. I only have these 3. I kind of picked them up at random. And yeah, well, they look pretty nice, I think. Although, I'm going to make the bear today. So, yeah, looking at the back, you can see the pieces. 120, 140, about 140 beads and some wool. The ones I did before had no wool, so I'm not really sure what that's for. And it's even got one of these things so you can put it in your phone's headphone socket when you're not using it. Okay, now as I have done these before, I know to prepare in advance the following. First, 2 coloured permanent markers. These are very useful for remembering which end of the string is which. Second, obviously for cutting the string. And third, a tape measure for measuring it to the right length. It does suggest a ruler, I think, can't remember, but yeah, these are much better because you need quite a long piece. Additionally, I have this paint box to put the beads in separate colours here. Keep them separate and make it easier to find them when you need them. Okay, I'm going to open this up and put the beads in the box, so be right back. Okay, so here's the beads separated. You've got the yellows, the whites, the reds, there's pink ones in here, black ones here, and the little piece there and the extras here. This you don't really have to do, it just makes it a lot easier when you're actually making it. When you need to find 50 of these, it's easy just to take a handful. Another thing I'd like to point out is, I forgot to mention, this is 2-star on the Daiso 3-star difficulty scale, with approximately 2 to 3 hours required. Well, I'm hoping my pedigree in making these means it won't take that long. Yeah, it's going to probably take longer. However, these are the instructions. They do look a little bit intimidating at first as there's so many beads in one thing. But if you follow them, they are actually quite easy. For example, you know, they're all numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the red and the blue, so you know which colour goes where, and that's why I mentioned the 2 colour pens before. And then when you move on to the next one, the first bit is greyed out, so you know where you are, and you just simply follow it as it shows. Just got to be careful on these crossover ones to make sure that it comes together. Now that looks interesting. But yes, the first one we're going to do is make the head. So I'm going to give that a go and see, well, number 1, how easy it is, and number 2, what it looks like. So I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been about an hour. I finally finished the top half of the head and the ears. This piece, despite having many beads, was not too difficult, just a pattern, and if you follow it, it doesn't take too long. The difficulty is you have to remember the specific numbers to attach the ears to, which was not easy as all of the beads look exactly the same. Also, these beads have the string passed through them so many times that, oh, there it is, I needed to use this needle to kind of help the red and blue end come out the right way and not get tangled up. And what does it look like? There you go. Yep, it is the top of a bear's head. I mean, it resembles it. It looks pretty good, I suppose. And I guess the cotton is going to be on the inside to hold it out a bit. So I got to work on the body and the rest of the face. Yeah, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, it's been significantly longer than a moment. 2 days to be precise. Yes, 2 days it took me to kind of get to the end of this one. Had a lot of trouble with the old nose here. I couldn't figure out if the string piece was going to be going up or down or left or right, and yeah, a little trouble, but I managed to do it eventually. Yeah, this was definitely the most difficult of all the stages. Following that, you know, pretty much the same as the first one, just a lot of weaving, more weaving, and then you're done, I guess. I think as I mentioned before, though, the number of times you have to use the same beads make it very difficult to get it through, so the needle you must have. And additionally, remembering which beads are which by constantly referring back is a little bit of a pain. Most of the time, though, it's kind of obvious. It was only with the nose and the ears that there were any real difficulties. Well, okay, that's enough of those instructions. As you can see here as well, there's quite a lot of spare pieces, so it's okay if you lose a few. Also, there's a lot of the old string left as well, so I recommend using, say, 10 centimeters longer than it recommends, because I did almost run out at the very end, which would have been quite sad. However, I did finish, and here it is. Yeah, I was right about the cotton wool. It goes inside the head. Almost forgot to put it in there, but remembered right at the last minute. Little bell on the front, star on the top. Yeah, I quite like this. Did take about 3, maybe 4 hours to actually finish. Even though, well, it took me 2 days, but build time was about 3 or 4 hours. But yeah, overall, it's quite nice. And because it's got the wool on the inside as well, it gives it a nice soft feel, which is maybe a little bit better than the Christmas ones, although significantly more difficult to make. Also, the little headphone thing, or whatever headphone thing you want to use it for, works very nicely. So there you are. The small bead teddy bear. He has a little bit of an angry look on his face, but there you are.